Okay, let's see. It's about time to begin. Hello, this is 7th period on Wednesday, and we're trying to get back into our habit of each week we'll do one live video. That is Wednesday or Thursday, and this week it's perfect because we'll do that Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday this week, remember, is e-learning, so I'll post something again, but it won't be live. It won't be at a certain time. It'll just be, in the morning or a pre-recorded thing. So I want to do a little recap of the general unit we're doing, and then I'll post the next step of it on Google Classroom. So the chat bot is what we've been working on. A lot of you have a grade. Some don't. Sorry, people at the end of the alphabet. Maybe I haven't gotten to them yet. And I'm going to be working on that, but also we're starting a little thing on CodeHS. Just in case you forgot, CodeHS is something we used a while ago, and the assignment, remember we did these at the beginning, we did these a little later. We did a project that was basically this on our own, and I'm going to come back to this later, but skip down to this guy, Designing User Interfaces, is what we're going to work on currently. There's an assignment on Classroom that says this part. It looks like a lot, but most of them are very quick. And then there's going to be an assignment today that says this part. The stuff in here has a little bit about specifics in code, but mostly not. Mostly it's about thinking with what would somebody know, what would somebody bring in terms of abilities and sometimes culture, sometimes expectations to your program or app or website or whatever you're making, and trying to anticipate that stuff, be understanding, and be ready. So for example, let me give an example. I did this thing in my 5th period class, my Computer Science 2, they're doing a little game, or they have different choices. Some people are making a Space Invaders, some people are making Breakout, some people, in this example I'm doing, are making a platformer type game. So you have your little guy, you can jump around. One of the platforms moves, that's what we just added today. And then there's this little thing at the bottom that's like a spring. It bounces you when you land on it. And if you gave this to a user, they would probably mess around for 30 seconds, jump on this, see what happens, walk off the edge, see what happens. Oh, you die and you start over. Okay. But they would not know what to do after that, because there is nothing to do after that. We need a goal. We need like an object of the game. If I were designing this, which I am in the other class, I want to have a final target, which 99% of the time was either going to be a flag or a door, right? That's just usually how it is. And ever since Mario, we want a flag that shows that you win, or a door that's like getting to the next area. What I'm planning for this is I'm going to make a little key. And of course, it's going to take some steps where you have to like ride the elevator up here and then get off on this, a new platform at the top that you otherwise couldn't access. You get the key, and then you go boop, boop, boop over to a door. Maybe somewhere it'll have like a hole you can fall into, or spikes or something like that to avoid and make it fun. And I'll use that spring for something to pop over a wall you otherwise couldn't surmount. But the point is, I want to do that in a way that is visually understandable right away. Because if I assume that my user knows what I know, and knows what I'm looking for, and knows what I care about, then I'm going to be disappointed. Okay, if I put like a red block in the bottom, well, usually red means danger. Maybe they think it's going to explode, or maybe they think it's going to hurt me. And if the red block is what they're supposed to do, well, then I'm going to be grumbling and saying, oh, there's a stupid user, they don't know what to do. But I should have designed it better. I should have made it more clear for them. Okay? So, you know, I could have put text on the screen. I could say like, hey, touch the red square to win. But that's kind of cheating. I want to make it something that's a little more visually intuitive. Obviously, for your chatbot, text is the method of choice, so you're going to be using text, and that's fine. But you want to do it in a way that is natural, that doesn't use a lot of computery language, that uses a more natural language and says, hey, tell me if you want this or this, and be ready if they say something slightly different. Like if you're asking a question of one thing or another, you should be ready for what happens if they say both, because some percentage of people will say both. Or you should be ready for what happens if they say neither, because some percentage of people will say neither when you ask an A or B question. Okay, so if I were making an objective in this platformer game, I'm going to make it probably a door, and I'm going to make a key, and when somebody sees a key, they'll pretty well be able to intuit that you need the key before the door. And I want to do that without a whole lot of text. And if you're making a chatbot, which you are, and you will do more next quarter, you want to make it sound like the kind of conversation partner we're used to. You want to make it sound like a natural. You might hear stuff coming out. I've got my window open, so you might hear like whatever. What was that? A motorcycle? I don't know what. And anyway, that's the idea. Is you want to think about what your user is bringing to the table in terms of things they've seen before, things they can do. They might not have the same device you do. They might not have the same physical abilities you do. You don't want to make tiny text and maybe they can't read it. Or you don't want to make stuff that depends on like red and green, because some people can't see red and green. They have a certain type of color blindness. It might need other indicators between those things. So anyway, go through this lesson. Most of you have already seen my post from last time, and you started on this one. And I know these look long, but there are lots of little short steps. And today I'm going to post an assignment that says, hey, do this one. Obviously, you can work ahead, and many people have. But I'm going to separate these into a couple chunks. And the last one, which we'll do, a couple days from now, will be counted as, an assessment, because we need more assessment grades of different types and different varieties so that it's not just based on one or two things. That will bring us back around. We'll do this plus a little bit more stuff this quarter. Next quarter, we'll go back around to the chatbot and do a really nice version with a group and your knowledge, and you'll be ready to go and make a really impressive one that you can show off. That's the plan anyway. Thanks.